presentation. Right. I will now hand over the chair to my colleague Sel Maluli from Université Laval.
Thank you, Peter. So our next presentation is the CitymisVis, a tool for the visual analysis and exploration of citizen requests and complaints. And my colleague Carlos will make the presentation.
Okay, good morning to everyone. Well, this presentation concerns joint work we have been developing in my university along with a small company concerned with called Mismatica Management, concerned with city management. And the presentation is about a tool that was developed in my university along with this company. And basically, I'm going to describe the main elements of this tool and an improvement that has been developed in the last months, and that's why the suffix vis was analyzed, because it is related to including visualization of different features. So this is the summary of the talk. And the main motivation behind this CitymisVis application is the idea of having a mobile application also accessible on the web in order to process citizen requests and complaints, which provide a valuable source for the municipalities in different cities in Argentina and in Latin America. Most platforms nowadays only provide a partial solution to the problem of solving requests by citizens, since this involves a large amount of data, and so intelligent analysis of information is needed in order to provide reasonable solutions for those requests. So the CitymisVis community can be more or less, this is, sorry for the Spanish in the drawing, but it can be assessed in terms of different types of services that are provided or requested by citizens. And these citizen requests are to be solved by the municipality at some stage. So the basic idea is that this CitymisVis community management system, developed by Mismatica Management, this company I was mentioning, starts with the citizen making some kind of request, and the request itself is derived into different areas in the municipality until a solution is given. And so from the very system, a feedback is provided so that in the mobile application that the citizen has available receives a feedback message saying, for example, that the problem was solved, that some situation that was requested could be successfully solved by the municipality, or which is the time needed to solve that problem. So what we have in this CitymisVis community system is an ecosystem of different applications. The focus in all cases is the citizen himself and the communication and the service operations provided. So the main goal that we have in mind is a transformation towards networked cities, so that the citizens can participate and can interact with each other, and we can get a better integration among citizens, government officials, public agents, and so on. So in the long term, what we are going to achieve is a digital global solution of all these problems. We have, through CitymisVis, we have the possibility of distinguishing different categories which are typical in city management. For example, traffic signals, public lighting system, lost pets, and that kind of stuff. And for each category, there are different issues. For example, concerning traffic signals, we can complain about some traffic signal not working properly, or the timing of the traffic signal being not the proper one, etc. So the idea is that using geolocalization features in this mobile application, the user can provide a complaint, and the complaint can be solved by the municipality. And currently, this platform is being used by many municipalities in Argentina, Bolivia, Mexico, Venezuela, Chile, and there are almost 100 municipalities using the application with different citizens. So, as I said before, we have different attributes associated with the reports provided by the citizens. And so from each report, we get the report date, the type of service, type of problem, the location of the problem, users' comments. The user is allowed also to, to provide a photo of the situation. and also a description of the possible solution of the problem. So, as I said before, we made some experiments with this company, so we made a kind of a shared contract, my university with this small company, in order to improve the original CitymisVis application, to enhance it, and to provide visualization features. And that's why we developed CitymisVis, which is the new name of the application. We introduced three main mechanisms to explore and analyze the data collected from citizens, which are heat maps, clusters, and statistics. So the heat maps basically allow to depict the intensity of requests that the municipality gets to analyze and the different complaints according to the geolocation, so the geographical points. The colors are, different colors are used to represent which areas have a few complaints, a medium number of complaints, or a large number of complaints. And we also have facilities to zoom in and out according to some particular area. So we can visualize different reports, and we can also detect how many complaints are to be detected in every area. And on the other hand, we provide clusters which allow to group the different requests and complaints. We use a particular clustering algorithm, DB-scan, and we allow also to analyze different granularity levels. So we can, by clicking with the mouse on the application or using our finger on the mobile phone, we can detect, we can zoom in some area of the city and detect how many users are making complaints and which complaints are similar to the complaints that we ourselves are doing to the municipality. So we can detect subclusters of complaints. So, and if needed, the user can also inspect an individual report, clicking the marker associated with the report. So, and we get additional information about, well, the time of the date in which the complaint was made, what kind of solution was offered, etc. On the other hand, we have also the ability to visualize statistics in terms of what is called as sunbursts. Sunbursts are tree-like representation with a radial layout, which allow us to detect which are the proportions of, for example, different services that for which complaints are made. And by clicking on some part of that sunburst, we can get a zoom in and get also a different proportion of a particular service. So, for example, in this example, we have all services marked on the right side of the screen, and if we click on public lighting system, alumbrado público in Spanish, we get a new sunburst explaining the different proportions of every kind of complaint concerning the public lighting system. Okay? So, and associated with this sunburst, we also get statistics, so the different proportion with the percentage of complaints associated with each particular case. So, to conclude, we can say that this CitymisVis application, which is an enhancement on the original application developed by Mismatica Management, but this company supports the analysis of complaints and reports through developed methods which allow clustering and visualization techniques. We have heat maps for representing the intensity of reports. We have density-based and hierarchical clustering to visualize grouping of reports. And we have these sunbursts which allow us to have navigable representation of statistics obtained from the collected data. So we can also easily identify, if we look from the municipality side, which are the most affected areas which require solutions. We can define strategies which are to be devised timely and proactively according to the needs of the community, and we can also identify cause-effect relationships and produce surveys according to the different information provided by the citizens. As a benefit, in a general setting, we can say that we can make more efficient the internal organization of the municipality, leading to smarter decisions and better investments. In the long term, it also helps to improve the political communication and to develop a better understanding between citizens and government. As future work, we plan to include a temporal dimension to clustering algorithm and we want also to exploit the citizen satisfaction. So this is also something that we want to provide in future versions of this mobile application, that the citizen can say to what extent his request or her request was satisfied. And we are currently conducting different experiment and user studies as part of different PhD students which are carrying out PhD in computer science in my university. And that's all. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Carlos, for the presentation. So now we can go to questions on the floor. We have a question over here.
Hello. Hello, can you hear me? Thanks for your presentation, excellent work. I just have one question. It seems that your project goes in the direction of participation and empowerment. But do you have any data about the impact on the governmental institutions regarding this project? What I mean is, if they are taking into consideration what the citizens are claiming as problems, if they are listening to them, or are mainly using this application for gathering data. What can you tell us about that?
Well, it's a good question. Actually, we have several dialogues with government officials, and it is sad to some extent to say that many of them are not interested in having smart solutions, but rather having just solutions to the time, I mean, for the time being, just not to get any more complaints. So it is very difficult for politicians to understand the full impact of the dialogue citizen-government. So as you say, what they see in many cases is just a smart way of getting to know, of gathering data. And we are trying, and we are having more and more dialogue with different officials at different levels in order to strengthen open government initiatives. And in that respect, my city is doing a very good work, I think.
Thank you, Carlos. Another question? Yep.
So, Carlos, thank you. I have two questions. The first is if what you've developed, the visualization layer can be used by other platforms like Fix My Street or Fix Your Street, which does exactly what the base platform here does. So maybe you expose some APIs, and then those platforms are able to have the different visualizations that you provide. That's the first question. The second question is if you are, what you think about linking the data that you have on the platform with other open data that is available so that you can have more robust analysis, similar to the question he has asked in terms of impact. For instance, people report a lot about some potholes or issues in some areas, and yet the spending on that, on that particular area is actually, high. So, so you have a lot of complementary information on other sources, and they are publicly available. Are you thinking about linking them up and providing some, more deeper analysis? Which tends towards impact now rather than just analyzing the content there.
Okay.
So two questions.
I didn't understand exactly what the first question.
So the first question is about if you are able to provide APIs so that you can use the same solution for similar platforms, because there are many platforms that are like this, like Fix My Street, or Fix Your Street.
Yes.
So I mean, there are a lot of crowdsourcing mapping.
I get the point. So we have the experiment we have done so far is concerned with a single application which was developed by this company, and the company has some we had to sign a specific contract for not disclosing some of the algorithms that they use, and we are actually working with those algorithms. I think that there is a big problem with the added value of those complaints. Because, for example, one of the problems we had with the government is that the government wanted to have that data open in order for all other enterprises or other companies to use them. But the company who developed the application, which developed it, does not want to disclose the data because the value is in the data. So if you know where are the complaints, what kind of complaints people are giving, well, that's part of the information that the company is collecting, and they don't want to give it as open data. So it's a difficult decision, and we are trying in that respect. We just are trying to contribute with new algorithms for this specific company, but we did not get into the idea of opening the data because we are not allowed to. So the other way around. Sorry.
So you use the open data available to enrich the analysis of data on the platform.
There is my municipality, for the case being, I mean, the municipality of Bahía Blanca in my city, they provide a lot of open data concerning different aspects of the city, of contracts and so on. But this particular kind of information, people can make complaints, but they are not geolocated. So you cannot identify, you can have complaints, but they are not structured in any way. They are just text-based. So this company is trying to provide a solution for something that the government is not doing at the time. So there is no use of the open data provided by the city in our case.
So thank you, Carlos, for this answer. So I would like to. No, we no longer have time. I'm sorry, because we are running out of time. But we can take time after the presentation, after the track, to discuss with Carlos. So thank you, Carlos, for presentation. So our next presentation is, I don't know if it's here, it's about web accessibility assessment of government web solutions, a case study in digital India. It's by Durga Prasad Misra. Thank you.
Good afternoon.